Hey there, it's your good friend James Knight, and I know that, hey, you know what? A lot of you guys, and like I heard before, there's a lot of different ways that people are making a lot of money on affiliate marketing. And some of them do it so many ways, but like I said before, the simplest way to do this, if you're first starting off inside the market, you've never done internet marketing at your life, what I would do if I was starting from the very beginning, and I didn't know nothing about internet marketing, I would learn how to build a list. Now, you can make money quite a bit, especially if you do build the right list, because I know people that are just making a lot of money doing this. I don't care if it's a 500 person list, 1,000, or even 100. You have to start building that list now if you want to start making real money. Right, Christy?
Yes, okay, I'm gonna play a song. And we have played this song every day this week. And it's called How to Build a List. How to Build a List. I mean, seriously, it's our theme song of the week. Because think about this. If you can hit a button and send an email and make $100, $200, $300 in one day, wouldn't you want to learn? Wouldn't you want to play that song, right?
That is totally right. And I'm just telling you, I know a person, and we may present him very soon. He can slam out $200, and I'm telling you why. It's about the list. The list will actually be, you guys can retire on your list. I know a person, okay, and I didn't tell anybody here because they don't know about it, but there's a person in my mastermind group, okay, there's over 15,000 people. She makes $20,000 a month on her email list. You guys understand? She probably started by about 2.5 to 3 years ago.
Wow.
And she started, and this is not, she's in the group, she's in the mastermind group. And I'm telling you, it's real money that you can make if you know how and learn to build this list. So Christy, can you introduce our surprise guest?
Our surprise guest is Mark Tandan. Hey, Mark, tell us all about you and what you're doing. We're so excited you're here today.
Hi, Christy. I am thrilled to be here. Thanks to both you and James. I don't know how much your audience really cares to hear about me, so let's just lighten the mood up a little bit with this awesome oldie but a goodie that came across my desk this morning. A horse walks into a bar, and the bartender says, "Hey, fella, why the long face?" And yeah, that is cheesy as it gets.
I love it. I love it. I like it. It's a classic. You know what? I also heard a joke. You want to hear it, Christy?
Tell us now.
Why did the chicken cross the road?
I don't know why.
I don't know, but how I know is she got to the other side. It's corny. I had to mix it up, but you know what? It still works. You know, it gets a smile. She's laughing so much she's crying.
That one gets the hairy day of the hairy bad day of the
Like,
Lord.
oh,
Oh
just,
my gosh. Oh, Mark, oh gosh. You know what?
she's still laughing.
Oh my God.
I can't even talk. We are so glad to have you. We need you to tell us how you make $100, $200, $300 a day. I know everybody wants to know.
Absolutely, Christy. Basically, prior to getting started in this venue, I was into affiliate marketing, where I did quite well. But not very long ago, I had no list at all. I was just promoting, physical products and doing quite well with that. And then I, in this business, you start subscribing to people's lists, and you start seeing emails, and you start finding stuff that you think is really cool, and you engage with the person that's sending you those emails. And I started thinking, well, you know what? This person is making money. Every time I buy something through them, they're getting paid. So I sort of reverse engineered the whole process and looked at it and went, how does somebody go about doing this with no list, no experience, etc.? And I went out and did it. So I basically created an entire course for somebody from scratch, no list, no experience, no credibility, to build up a list, choose and select products to promote, get them promoted, communicate with your new list of subscribers, and start getting paid.
That's
So,
awesome.
That is. Hey, I just have to say, we're gonna get a bus, and we're gonna put on the side of the bus a big long banner. You know what we're gonna say on that bus?
What's
Build
that?
a list. Build a list bus. Because I mean, think about all the products we've all bought, right? And the secret was to take those products, learn from them, but build a list. Build a list. Mark, you built a list from 0 to 600 buyers in 2 months, right?
Yeah, that's right. Absolute evidence. It's all real world. It's not make believe. This is 100% what I've done. So
That's fantastic. And then you actually, and then when you shot out an email out, on sometimes, how much you actually got from that one email?
I've had plus $200 days.
Wow, plus $200 days, and that's how long does it take you to write out an email, Mark?
About a minute and a half.
So basically, you're making $200 in a minute and a half, so that's like 90 seconds. So any of you guys can actually, use an extra $200 for an extra minute and a half. I mean, I think it takes me a minute and a half to wash my hands, but by that time, you know what? I could have picked up $200 right in the sink. So I'm telling you, that is awesome. I know somebody, seriously, guys, if you want to know the power of an email list, my good friend Greg Caesar, okay, and he said this in the Warrior Convention when Christy and I went there. He said out of 500 email lists, he was making $1,500 to $2,000 a month. So it's like, if you guys don't understand the power of an email list, that's power right now. Now, let's say, for example, somebody like Mark right here is producing, let's cut it in half what he was actually saying. Let's not say $200, let's say $100. And he's emailing out to his list regularly, like he usually does. And so how much would that be? That would be $3,000 a month. Would $3,000 a month change some of your guys' lives? I know it would for me when I was first starting off. So I'm going to tell you, this is a great business. Right, Christy?
Exactly. And Mark, we want to ask you, okay, how do you do it as far as what products do you pick to send? What do you say to them? And how do you know which is going to make money? I mean, how do you know what your list is going to respond to?
Great questions, Christy. Let's look at the last one first. Is how I know what my list is going to respond to, and I'm a big believer in being upfront and honest with my list. And I will literally send an email on a regular basis to my list asking what they're struggling with in terms of internet marketing. I might give them some options to choose from. And then I get some responses, and then I will target products and sometimes just free content and free advice. If it's a quick fix, I can answer that question and you don't need a product for it, I'm going to send that to the list. Because that keeps them engaged and they see me as a real person. Hey, I've been in the trenches, I've done that. So number one is list engagement. Ask them what they need. And don't just flog everything. When it comes to your next question, which is what products to select, now, this is geared towards either somebody that's brand new in internet marketing or somebody that doesn't have a list. Maybe they're making money in other venues, but they want to build a list. So I talk about, specifically, I go a little bit against the grain. When it comes to product selection, I don't suggest people brand new start off trying to promote the latest launch. And there's a lot of reasons for that, because the course really covers how to get approved to promote products for people on a regular basis. And if you promote for somebody that's in launch phase and they're a heavy hitter and you're brand new, they may just ignore you. And that is just a plain simple fact if you don't have a massive list and a sales record. So I always say, look for products, and I show you how to do it. Look for products that have a solid sales record, that have launched 3 months or further in the past, and I even give a template as to how to approach the vendor so that you have a very good chance of being approved to promote. So
good advice, Mark. Really good advice. You know, I've had a lot of people write to me and say, I couldn't get approved, and then they also ask me the same thing. You know, I mean, there's hundreds of products on JVZoo and in the Warrior Plus. how do I know which one to pick? So, I mean, you give them exactly the map to do that, right?
Absolutely. Screenshots, the whole 9 yards, where you have to go, what you have to look for, and exactly as I said, how to apply. Um, Using your own personality, like actually getting in touch. I mean, I've had tons of affiliates come to me with a request to promote a product, and there's not even a note, not even a 2 words to say, hey, I'd like to. It's just the standard generic. And if they have no stats backing them up, I'm not going to do much. But I've approved brand new people with no statistics because I liked the message. And that's what I teach in the course.
Very good, very good. Something else I found out, and it's very where you can find a lot of good products to find out, is if you go to JV Zoo for the top 10, a lot of them are already proven, because that's the reason that, like, for example, a lot of times Christy or even I, when we put out a product, we usually go to top #1 within a couple hours, if not #1 and then #2, but stay around there, or we're top 30 days. But that is the best way to actually find proven products, because there's the conversions there are actually getting them straight to top 1 and 2 within a couple hours, and that is so huge. And then you can also look on Muncheye. There's another way to find great products to actually be able to promote, and I find so many great ones there, and they're up and coming products. So there's a lot of them, really. Or you can actually just go with people that you already know, such as Mark Tandan or Christy Childs or even James Knight. So there's a lot of products to actually be able to promote, and you'll never run out of a lot of them. And then there's certain niches that you'll find out that your list will actually. Christy, can you explain about that? I know you know quite a bit about that too.
Well, I mean, it doesn't have to be make money products. I mean, people buy anything that solves a problem. And, you know, in some of my emergency products, I talked about a dog niche, weight loss niche. I mean, sometimes those people are even easier to build a relationship with and a list with, because they're not so trained to, you know, get all our IM mailing that we all send them. So they're a little bit easier to market to. So Mark was saying, you know, you don't have to do the make money niche, but it's a hot, hungry niche. And so what other niches did you you talked about, I think, in your course, Mark?
Well, Christy, honestly, in this particular course, I do focus on the make money online niche mainly, in that these are the digital products that are readily available to everybody. They don't necessarily have to be make money online. They could be social media, they could be software packages, they could be anything that's selling well within JVZoo, within Warrior Plus is where I really focus. And that's what you want to build your list around. But that's where you're going to find super information, tons of great products, and very, very short learning curve to jump into. You don't have to be the expert here, and that's what people tend to forget, is you are the go-between. You are introducing value to your subscribers by suggesting relevant products that will help them out. That's all it is.
Well, I have to say I agree with Mark, and because Mark, I found out that when you want to make like some emergency cash, the make money niche is the way to go, because like he said, it's already pretty much done for you. You go to the vendors page, they have the email swipe for you, so they tell you what to say, and all you do is get the link, and most of the time they will approve you. And Mark, can you tell us, you know, what's the best and fastest way to build a list?
Oh, great question, Christy. Great question. Now, this course, I basically, a brief background, I want people to make next to zero investment in the infrastructure. So when it comes to an autoresponder, when it comes to setting up a squeeze page, I show people exactly how to do that for free. Literally for free, no charge, at least for a month. Free trials, get everything set up. You want to build your list fast and targeted, because you know what, you can build a list fast, but if it's not targeted, they're not going to buy, and that doesn't make anybody any money. So if you want to build a targeted converting list, you do need to invest a little bit of money, and I'm talking well inside of $100, and in that case, I strongly recommend solo ads, and I talk to people about where to find the best vendors. I even recommend a couple sources that I've worked with, and how to rate them themselves, so that you can see oh, this vendor typically gets, they over deliver by 50 clicks when I order this many, and I typically get a 50% opt-in rate. So that's the fastest way. Spend a little bit of money, save a ton of time, and get converting traffic.
I totally agree. One thing I like about solo ads, and I've done them many times myself, is, see, a lot of times you guys have to understand that even if you're actually spending time building a list with free methods, if it's like, for example, that's one of my students call me. I have 15,000 students. So anyway, is that even if you're making YouTube videos or you're trying to build a list with Facebook, it's still costing you time. But a lot quicker would be sometimes is buying a solo ad and maybe putting out a squeeze page. You can actually get instant results like that, and it will save you time. It will save you money, even if it's free, because remember, time is money also. You can build 1,000 subscriber email list in less than a month. I've done it myself. I mean, by putting like opt-in pages or squeeze pages, doing it and buying a solo ad. I mean, that is probably the easiest way. But if you've got some of you guys that don't want to do that, you can use a YouTube and make a great YouTube video, which Christy is an expert at doing, and say, hey, click this link in here. And then before you go to your CPA offer, your ClickBank offer, first their opt-in page, and you'll put your email inside there, and then Christy or somebody else like that will send an email out with that offer for a free iPhone or the doggy niche like she does all the other times. Right, Christy?
That's right. You know, Mark suggests a really fast way that's paid. If you have $0, you can use YouTube. Doesn't cost you a dime. You know, you can even put up a free blogger and just start promoting all the products that Mark suggests. Do a video for each one and put a link in there to your squeeze page. You could build your list for free, and you can build it every day. Every time somebody clicks on that product and goes to your list, you can build a list with YouTube. I mean, I've done it. It really works. I've done solo ads like Mark suggests. That works like a charm. I mean, and you can get sometimes solo ads for as cheap as $10, $15. They run specials where you can get, you know, so many clicks for $10. So, I mean, build your list. And Mark, you have a course that just came out. Can you tell us when it launched, how much it is, how we can get it?
Absolutely, Christy. The course launched last night, 5 p.m. Eastern Time. It's called Simple Affiliate Profits. It's available on the Warrior Forum as a WSO. It's currently priced. It was on a dime sale, started at about $4, and it's now currently I think just under $9. So it's still, you know, price of a fancy coffee and a biscotti.
$8.55. That's what I just checked it out.
There you go. Thanks, James.
I got the course myself, so I love the course. I mean, I just can't say enough about it, really. I mean, it just, there's a reason I knew it $8.55, because it's got, you know, it's awesome. You guys got to grab it because it's on a dime sale, right, Mark?
Yes, that's right.
I mean, so Mark, if I was going to ask you one question, if somebody's on the fence and saying, even though I always tell everybody that if it's under $10, grab it, because if you learn one thing, you're getting closer to your six-figure business. What would you tell somebody that's right on the fence on this?
Well, I would basically, instead of telling them, James, I would ask them, do you want a product that is, you know, really, really hyped up and a lot of theory, or do you want something that is 100% evidence-based, virtually a case study, step by step of what somebody in my position has been fortunate enough to do? And that's all this course shows you, is exactly from A to Z, exactly what you have to do to get to the point of, like Christy said, pressing send on an email and getting paid at the end of the day.
I tell you, Mark knows his stuff. Mark, didn't you say before that you're a college professor?
Retired. Once was a college professor.
There you go. If anybody has studied this stuff inside and out, it's a college professor that is just like Mark, that knows this stuff. Because you know, when a college professor studies something and learns something, you can take it to the bank that he's able to teach this to every one of you guys in a simple format, over-the-shoulder way. And I tell you, for $8.55, what are you waiting for? Just grab it You know what? You're going to learn how Mark has actually made $200 plus stays. You're going to learn how he actually got a huge list. I mean, so, Christy, we have one thing to say, right?
We do. And first of all, 2 thumbs up, Mark. And Mark is going to teach you how to find your voice so that people buy from you. And Zig.
Well, we know everybody's going to grab the course, but I'm going to tell you, you're going to grab the course. What I wanted to hear was your thought of the day.
Here it comes. Zig Ziglar said, go as far as you can see. And when you get there, you'll be able to see farther than that. And that's really good words of wisdom. Bye, Mark. Thanks for being with us.
Thanks, Christy. Appreciate it.
Mark, one more thing. You know what? So they know how great the course is. You gave a guarantee. What's the guarantee on that?
A guarantee standard, 30 days. Just put it to work. Do everything I tell you to do. If you have any troubles along the way, get in touch with me. And if with proof after 30 days, like anybody else in this marketplace, then your money back.
All right. That's
awesome. The course. Go for it. I love it.
Bye-bye.
See you later, guys. Bye.
Bye.